Every year, thousands of hours, millions of dollars, and many families' lives are permanently affected due to work-related injury because of poor visibility in the workplace. Today, we're going to go through some of the scenarios that you commonly see out in the field that create these hazards, and we're going to show you a better way to perform these activities to minimize those injuries. Reflective apparel is the first line of defense for visibility of those who work out in the field. What we're going to do is we're going to discuss the different classifications of reflective vests. The American National Standards Institute, or ANSI, rates safety apparel in 3 classes according to the amount of material and reflectivity. The first vest we're looking at here today is a non-ANSI rated vest. This vest is non-rated mainly because it has no reflective characteristics. The next vest you're looking at here is an ANSI Class Rated 1 vest. This vest has a Class 1 rating because of its single reflective coating. Take a look at this vest. It has a 2-tone reflective material on top of the orange, which gives it the Class 2 rating. This vest here is an ANSI Class 3 rated vest. This is the preferred vest out in the field because it has longer sleeves and covers more of the body. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about the different types of delineation that's available for a typical construction crew on a project. Though not preferred, but commonly seen out in the field, is the 12 and 24-inch cone with non-reflective tape. Not ideal. The 24-inch cone with the reflective tape, more ideal, but preferred is the 36-inch cone with reflective tape. Makes it most visible for oncoming traffic. Then what we do is we accent the 36-inch cone and we use the expanding cone bar. These cone bars will have reflective capabilities. They can be used from cone to cone or from cone to ground to establish or pre-establish a specific exclusion zone. So when efficient use of space in transport is not an issue, the 40, the 44, and the 46-inch vertical delineators are also highly desirable for typical construction applications. Then we have the folding barricade. This barricade is used to display signs, directions, and any other special messages that may need to be given to the public, as well as that can be used for special applications. If you have big areas that you need to delineate, this A-frame type delineator with multiple length reflectors are also very desirable and very universal. We have these portable little plate sections that you can mount vertically, horizontally to identify mobile objects, and same with the smaller ones that you usually use on vehicles or equipment. These specialty barricades here are very good for corners and other special tight spot delineation. And then finally, the manhole cover. This is a 4-sectional folding barricade that can be expanded on in any size you want, and it's good for leaving exposed areas open in unmanned situations. This is a common situation where an O&M technician is approaching a well vault manway. Notice the 2-cone setup with no reflective capabilities and minimal visual delineation. Though this is commonly seen in the field, this is not the recommended way to ensure personal safety. This is the preferred work zone configuration to ensure personal safety when approaching a well vault manway. There is a primary exclusion zone with 4 cones, reflective tape, and cone bars. We then add a secondary exclusion zone with a traffic controller. This is a very common configuration seen out in the field, but when it comes to safety, it's not the preferred setup. Even though they're using a work truck as a barrier, notice the single exclusion zone and non-reflective apparel.
This is the preferred delineation configuration when working in the ground. Notice the truck is set as a barrier along with primary and secondary exclusion zones. There's also a third exclusion zone for a traffic controller. Work zones are notorious areas for public curiosity. A secondary exclusion zone will redirect traffic away from hazardous areas to ensure the safety of personnel and passerbyers. Proper nighttime apparel is vital in maximizing the safety of personnel.
So with regards to the nighttime activities, here's the Class 1 apparel. Here's the Class 2 apparel. But check out the Class 3 apparel with regards to effectiveness and nighttime activities.
However,
the preferred apparel is the full body suit with as many implements as possible to maximize the visual effect of the worker being exposed to the public.
reflectivity on nighttime delineation is absolutely essential. Check out the difference in visibility between the non-reflective cones and the reflective cones. I also recommend using battery-powered flash agents along with reflective material to give personnel that added safety. Flash agents are very inexpensive and make a huge difference. Here's another all too common but obviously not preferred situation where an O&M technician is working at night with minimal to no delineation and a Class 1 rated vest. Here's a better setup for the same nighttime situation. There's a barred primary exclusion zone with a traffic controller manning a secondary exclusion zone. Another common mistake in nighttime delineation is when a truck is used as a barrier, but insufficient delineation is set up for personnel. In this situation, a secondary exclusion zone for the worker is needed. This is by far the preferred setup when working at night. There's a primary and secondary exclusion zone, the truck safety lights are on, and multiple forms of reflective delineation is being used. Also notice that all personnel are wearing full-body Class 3 rated apparel.